All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Open Mic Network. We are getting ready for Saturday night's main event. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to kind of get in here while everything gets set up. We're only 5 minutes late. Not too bad. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Let me know if you guys are able. Let me know you're able to hear me. All right, and we are good on that front. Got to fix. Tight spot, are you able to hear me? We good audio wise? Okay, I can hear it. If nobody else can hear it, I can hear it, damn it. All right. Let's see. All right, we should be good. But what we're going to do is we're going to let this show play through. We will watch it. And we are live on YouTube and on Twitch. If you are watching on Twitch, we'll do some predictions in the chat. We can do the same in YouTube as well. I can just type it in and we can. You guys can play along and predict who you think is going to win each match. Like I said, it's been a while since we've done a wrestling live stream. I think the last one we did was sometime. We are heading into Money in the Bank. It's June. Maybe February of the Universe calendar, which would have been back in 2K25. And I think that was heading into Elimination Chamber. We did a Clash of the Champions, a WCW exclusive show. This one, Saturday night's main event, a WWE exclusive show, but because Money in the Bank is coming up within the next Universe week, we will have some WCW participants on tonight's show. So, let me just a second here. I want to post something in the Discord. All right, so that is done. And Tight Spot's message did come up in OBS. Okay. So I think it just has something to do with YouTube for some reason. That one does not want to come through. I don't know why. Okay, so let's run through the card. Again, sorry for the delay. It's 10:10. We're doing pretty good. We'll give some people a chance to get in here. while we run through the match card. I did not put one in the description. I will add that because this will be a VOD going forward. But we're going to kick things off tonight. WWE World Champion Roman Reigns in a non-title matchup taking on Chad Gable, Kurt Angle, and Ivy Nile of Team Angle in Gable's corner. Then we've got a tag team match. You can see there's a little bit of a rival action there. Io Sky will team up with Asuka to take on Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Asuka will get another opportunity against Becky Lynch at Money in the Bank. She came very close back at In Your House to becoming the new WWE Women's Champion. They're going to run it back at Money in the Bank tonight. They will meet in tag team action. Then AJ Styles will be taking on Joe Hendry. Then we will have the first of two Money in the Bank themed matches tonight. The three women from WWE that have qualified for Money in the Bank will take on the three women for WCW in a 6-woman tag match. These are the 6 participants that will be going for the Money in the Bank briefcase at Money in the Bank. Then we've got one title match tonight. Carmelo Hayes with Booker T in his corner. I don't know why this is how they're showing Booker T, but it is. He'll be defending the European Championship against Ludwig Kaiser. And then in our main event, same with the women. It'll be the same for the men. The 3 competitors from WCW, Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Cody Rhodes, take on the 3 qualifiers from WWE, Jey Uso, Gunther, and CM Punk. That'll be our main event. 6 big matches. Let's have a little fun here. Let's put some predictions up. Put 5 minutes on it. If you are watching on all right, if we are ready to roll, let's do it. Let Saturday night's main event begin. We are in Evansville, Indiana. I know the next Saturday night's main event is not in Evansville. It is in Indiana. Crowd is ready to go. Out first, your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. Roman, who became champion again in our universe, if you are new here, back at WrestleMania 3. He defeated his cousin, The Rock. Whether you are watching tonight on YouTube or on Twitch, hope everybody's having a great weekend. Hope you've had a great Saturday. And I appreciate you coming and spending some time with us. You guys want to talk any current WWE goings on? Obviously, we've had some more releases today. Two of them pretty big. The New Day. Very surprised by that, but what are you going to do? Now, originally, the universe was actually a live universe at the very beginning. And it lived exclusively on Twitch before moving over with kind of some shorts and some highlight clips, things like that. And then eventually it moved over here full time. So we don't do as many live streams as we used to. What's up, King Prather? Yep, I'm actually live. It has been a while. But like I said, originally this universe was exclusively a live stream universe. We would go 4 to 5 times a week with it. And now that we are just on the YouTube side, it has slowed down a little bit, but obviously there's a lot more control that way, things like that, so. Been good, been busy. Out next, Chad Gable. We haven't seen much of Gable. He went into WrestleMania, the WWE European Champion. Ended up losing that title night 1 of WrestleMania to Trick Williams. And then there's a lot of rumors as to the identity of El Grande Americano. Some people think it's Chad Gable. I don't know. But Gable was a participant in the WCW Cruiserweight Gauntlet match and walked out the WCW Cruiserweight Champion. So could it be Chad Gable? We don't know. Roman Reigns right from the rip in control. No MLB. I did not get MLB this year. Maybe I'll pick it up at some point, but I kind of feel like I didn't play it much last year. Welcome in to those of you, whether you're joining us on YouTube tonight or over on Twitch. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. How many shows do I have in my universe? We do 4 every week. So Raw and SmackDown for WWE. Nitro and Thunder for WCW. One pay-per-view a month that is a co-branded pay-per-view between both shows. And then ideally I'd like to try to do a live, whether Saturday night's main event or Clash of the Champions, about every 3 months, 4 months, 3 months, something like that. But in the calendar, now that it's basically a YouTube series, I do 3 weeks of shows and then a pay-per-view. When we were just a streaming universe, I did all 4 weeks and then a pay-per-view. But whichever platform you guys are watching on tonight, don't be shy. Hop in the chat, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. Roman wisely rolling out onto the floor. Yeah, I don't use everybody on there, King Prather. There's a few that have been in the game for years that have never cracked my roster. Like Noam Dar, he's never been in it. There have been a few others. And then I will sporadically use some of the legends for bigger shows, bigger moments, but they're not like active on the roster. Oh, and Gable might get himself counted out there. I don't think he's getting back up. That'll be it. Roman Reigns, if you chose Roman Reigns with your predictions. Congratulations. This is kind of in line with the old school Saturday night's main event. A lot of times the main event would be the first match or the second match. That is the case here as well. Next up, tag team action, Io Sky and Asuka. Taking on Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Asuka will get another shot at Becky and the WWE Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. If you missed in your house the last pay-per-view, Asuka came very close to becoming WWE World Women's Champion. We'll see if she has a little bit better luck. At Money in the Bank. Fans not too enamored by Asuka here. Six matches. Asuka and Io having some maybe game planning here. So yeah, we've got obviously the Roman match. This one, AJ Styles versus Joe Hendry. We've got the 3 qualifiers for Money in the Bank women from WCW taking on the 3 women qualifiers from WWE in a 6-woman tag match. Carmelo Hayes is putting the European title on the line against Ludwig Kaiser. And then our main event, same with the women, the 3 qualifiers from WCW and WWE will meet in a 6-man tag match. Lyra, who just joined WWE, she had been in WCW, came over in the draft, which was 2 weeks ago, Universe time. Or a week ago, Universe time, 2 weeks ago in real time. Is that what it has, 2K27? I don't know. I'm from the future, man. You are watching this stream. I've come back in time to show you what 2K27 looks like. Surprisingly, looks just like 2K26. I fixed it. I don't know what happened there. Lyra out first in this one. So is Io, and Io kind of missed with that drop kick, but sends Lyra to the floor. One thing that I don't like about this year is I feel like there's way too many camera cuts, and there's no way to change it. Like, you can't just say I want big moments. Like, it just continuously. Which, again, I like the flow of it from as if you're watching a TV show, if you're watching Raw on TV or whatever, but I'm not real crazy with for what I use it for, obviously editing the matches together, it's a pain in the ass. So that's probably one of my biggest complaints with this year's game. That, and there's no, like, there's a lot of unnecessary taunts at times. And also there's no, like, it almost kind of feels like the wrestlers are, like, have ADHD, like they just, like, can't stop. And there is a little bit of a dance component to a match. Like, it's not all going to be just bam, 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 bam. Yeah. But again, I would prefer, like, in years, and every year it's been like this, you can have, like, the main hard camera shot, and then it will occasionally cut to other cameras for certain things. Now it just, and there's even times where it'll cut to 2 or 3 cameras in a very short amount of time. Like, this camera shouldn't be here. This is a great spot for a, like right there. It went to 2. Now we're going back and forth. But I think the game looks great. I think it plays pretty well. Like, if you're actually playing the game, I think that it does play well. Just some things from like a control standpoint, I wish we had a little bit better control over it. I have not had a ladder match. I guess we'll find out when we get to Money in the Bank, which that may be one. Like, I'm on Xbox, so when it does that cut, like right now I could hit Y, and it'll go to somewhat of a hard camera view, but it's not a great shot. But it will stay as a static shot the rest of the match. Io turning her attention to Becky. Asuka just been hanging out on the apron. Asuka, who's slowly started becoming a favorite of the fans here lately. Leading into In Your House to find a #1 contender. We had a battle royal. The final 2 women in that battle royal were Asuka and Io, who are friends in our universe. I know they're not friends in an alternate universe, but came down to those 2. Looked like Io was going to pull it out, but Asuka able to be the last woman standing here tonight. Asuka calls on her friend Io to be her tag partner. Becky going with Lyra, who, like I said, is new to the WWE side of the universe. It might. I'm hitting it now, and it's not doing anything. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Becky with the cover. And we can back up a little bit. All right. So when it goes out, why is there a Gable left us sign in the crowd? Because I do want the camera to move a little bit. I just kind of feel like there are too many. And Asuka trying to use the ropes, but the referee sees it. what the hell happened there. Could move in there. I'll have to mess around with that a little bit. Lyra in some trouble here. Maybe not. Lyra needs to make a tag. Becky with a disarm her out on the floor. If you missed SmackDown this week, Becky had a one-on-one match with Roxanne Perez, and in the middle of that match, Asuka came down to ringside and tried to take off with the WWE Women's Championship. For a short time, that distraction did help out Roxanne, but Becky was able to get the victory. That is our most recent episode. Here, if you want to check it out after tonight's show, you can watch all of our episodes. In fact, we did all day. We had the 21 episodes of this season streaming live throughout the day, kind of on repeat. Had kind of a binge-a-thon here. If you are here for the first time, welcome. We've got new episodes of the universe that come out. At this point right now, it's every Monday and Friday. That may change. Right now, it's just 2 episodes a week. We've kind of scaled it down. We were doing 4 a week, but now it's down to 2. We do have live wrestling here every Thursday night. OVW Wrestling Rise, you can catch live here on the channel. And some other sporting events as well. We had some college football in the fall, a little bit of college basketball. We do some MMA from different fight organizations around the world. This past Wednesday, we had kind of a new event. Manhandle slam. Becky with the cover. Io able to kick out. We had, it was kind of a test run. We had a game from the Basketball Africa League, which is a pro league based out of Africa, obviously from the name, that the NBA runs. And there's a good chance next year we may have some NBA games that we're able to bring you here on the channel. So we had a great turnout on Wednesday afternoon. We had over 3,000 throughout the game, 3,500 throughout the game in here for it. A lot of French in the chat, so Google Translate definitely came in handy. But we should have some more games in that league coming up. And then, if all goes well, might have some NBA for you next regular season. Io with the cover. And Io Sky with the pin over Lyra Valkyria. We were supposed to have a rivalry action happen in that match. It didn't happen. But was not Asuka that got the deciding fall. What's going on here? AJ Styles. This is year 4 of our universe. And up to this point, AJ Styles has been exclusive to WCW. Our universe is WWE, WCW. 2 separate brands instead of doing Raw and SmackDown as the brands. Our brands are WWE, WCW. We've got Raw and SmackDown on the WWE shows, Nitro and Thunder on the WCW side. And AJ, a 5-time WCW World Champion, has spent the entire universe, the entire 3-year-plus history of our universe in WCW. And every time the draft has rolled around, he has been a champion, and champions are not eligible for the draft. So he has never, outside of the original draft that we did to set the rosters, AJ has not been eligible for the draft. This year he was, and he was a second-round pick of WWE this year. All right. Prediction poll is up in both chats. Feel free to play along if you would like. And a rope break. No, I didn't do, this year I didn't do a WrestleMania predictions video like I did last year. But what did everybody think of WrestleMania this year? Were you happy with it? Not happy with it? Obviously, from a fan standpoint, it seems like people have not been very happy with WWE for a variety of reasons. creative, ticket prices, releases. There's a lot. And I'm going to be honest. Again, I haven't been doing many of these very frequently. Obviously, I make wrestling content on YouTube. That's the anchor topic of my channel. I had a little technical difficulty there. But I have not been watching. I have not been really keeping up. I do read online what's going on, like if there's something big that happens, but from a creative standpoint, hasn't really done too much for me for a while. And it had kind of been building up. If I'm being honest, really since WrestleMania 40. I feel like that it's kind of been on a very, for me, and what I like. Look at Joe Hendry picking up the win over AJ Styles. That was very surprising. Very quick. Guess AJ now better believe in Joe Hendry. All right, so this is the first of two Money in the Bank theme matches on the night. This one, it's going to be all of the qualifiers for the women's Money in the Bank match. The three from WCW will team up and take on the three from WWE. On the WCW side, out first, Chelsea Green. WWE side, Chelsea Green, my bad. So Chelsea, Raquel, and Charlotte Flair will make up Team WWE. Team WCW will be Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Julia. Charlotte, the last qualifier for the women in yesterday's episode of SmackDown. She defeated Stephanie Vaquer. Chelsea defeated Tiffany Stratton to qualify, and Rhea Ripley defeated Io Sky On the WCW side, Rhea Ripley defeated... Who did Rhea beat? Rhea beat Bayley. Julia defeated Liv Morgan. And who did Bianca? Bianca beat Alexa Bliss to advance to the Money in the Bank ladder match. We'll talk more about the men's side a little bit later when we get to that match. Got a little over 2 minutes on the Twitch side to get your predictions in. We don't really have a timer on here on YouTube, so in all honesty, you can wait till the match is over and make your pick. But if you are here for the first time, let us know in the chat. I'd like to know that you are a first-time viewer. Welcome you in to our universe. If you need to get caught up, there is a couple hundred videos. Mostly from year 3 and on. There are a couple from year 2 that are on there. Obviously, most of our beginning stuff, the year 1 stuff, all gone. It was all on Twitch. With the exception of a few things. There are a few things that I do still have recorded. Like the Doink the Clown surprise in year 1. That's been a favorite over the years. But outside of, I was talking about where I've been at. So for me, kind of from WrestleMania 40, the creative just hasn't been doing it for me. I know that there's a lot of Cody fatigue right now, and I get it. But I don't think that they did a very good job that first year of Cody as champion. Outside of really the AJ stuff. And again, the way that it works, it doesn't really matter who you're... Unless you're somebody like a Stone Cold or a Hulk Hogan, maybe The Rock, maybe, back in the day, not so much today. It really is just as important as who the champion is, who their adversaries are, who you've got them paired up with, is almost more important than who the champion is. And when you don't tell good stories around who is hunting the champion, you kind of have what you had in that entire first-year run of Cody from WrestleMania 40 to WrestleMania 41. And so I was already kind of not overly, into what they were doing. And then when they made the switch to ESPN, and they did it September. They did it early. They did it months before the end of the year. I've got Xfinity. They were like, hey, if you've got it, ESPN through your provider, we will. Why does it keep doing this? You will be able to authenticate through your TV provider, get it. It wasn't set up. It wasn't actually set up until a couple days before Elimination Chamber. But the fact that, and I was a day one WWE Network subscriber. The day that the WWE Network went live, I was a WWE Network subscriber from then until when everything moved over to Peacock. And I already had Peacock through Xfinity, so as much as I didn't like the Peacock experience, I loved the WWE Network experience. Saving $120 a year for a service I already had was nice. But I kind of look back and it's like, as much as I disliked the Peacock experience versus the WWE Network experience, I'm missing the Peacock experience now that everything's over on ESPN and Netflix. But so I was not spending $30 a month. So I just wrote it out. And I think in that time I watched when Braun and Bronson turned on Rollins, which was a European show, so that it was on in the morning. When I saw that had happened, or afternoon, I did watch that Raw to see how that played out. And then I don't know that I really watched anything up until Elimination Chamber. And so from the day one of the network until Clash in Paris, or whatever the last PLE was that was on Peacock, I had not missed, outside of whatever the women's pay-per-view was, Evolution. I didn't watch the first one of those, and I didn't watch the second one. But every WWE pay-per-view / PLE in that whole time, I never missed. Even if I wasn't able to watch it live, I would watch it that night or whatever. And never went back and watched WrestlePalooza. Never went back and watched Survivor Series. Didn't go back and watch the Rumble. And then you kind of mix that in with, obviously, the ridiculousness of the ticket prices and stuff. But, I mean, it's all over the content on these channels. I said it when the TKO stuff happened. This is going to be bad news. Because, as a UFC fan, not so much anymore, but definitely back in the day, when they took over, it wasn't the same. And we're kind of seeing that now with how things are kind of playing out with WWE. Clothesline from the Queen. A lot like AJ, Charlotte, the first 3 years in the universe were in WCW. She's got a lot of history with Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, and a little bit with Bianca too, but definitely with those two. Terrence in the house. Repping the old school WCW emotes over in the Twitch chat. How are you doing today, buddy? Tonight, I guess. Your Timberwolves moving on to the second round. My Pistons, I don't know what the hell they're doing in their series. Probably should have got eliminated by the Magic. They played last night. And I was going to put the game on, and I was like, you know what? I watched Sunday's game, and it didn't go well. And I didn't watch the midweek game that they won. So I was like, I'm not going to put it on. And I checked the score at halftime. I was like, if it's close, I'll watch the second half. Check the score. They were down 22 at the half. And I was like, yeah, this one's done. And then I just went about my night, didn't really think anything about it. And then I go to check again, like, all right, how bad did they get beat? Because they were down 22 at the half. Won the game by 14 points. Oh, you got the Spurs in round 2? Where have you been, Terrence? I've been looking for you on Twitch. I've been looking for you on YouTube. For those of you new, Terrence is a buddy of mine, was our draft going into year 2 and draft going into year 3. He was our special guest general manager for WCW. He did the draft. I turned the draft over to 2 friends of mine that were in a lot of the streams. They knew, like, they were very familiar with the universe. And I did that I didn't want to have any control over the draft. Like, mix up the rosters. The only rules, champions can't change brands. But other than that, if you want to split up factions, whatever. And I know the year 3 draft is here on YouTube. You can check that out. It's actually a video that one of my higher watched videos, and that's from early on. But, yeah, Terrence was our guest WCW general manager. Nick, formerly of Big Nick Streams, was our guest WWE general manager. Well, what's your... not the Montana Grizz. You started that series. I can't remember who the team was. The Puxatawny, I can't remember. Montana Grizz was last year's series. I'll be honest, though. I'm not on Twitch very often. So if you have been on there, there's a good chance I may have missed you over there. Keystone Valley Steelhounds, that's right. Pennsylvania. I wasn't too far off with the Puxatawny. Puxatawny Phil, that's I want to say hedgehog. What the hell is he? Groundhog. The groundhog. So out of these 6 women, the only one that is a former Money in the Bank briefcase holder, Bianca Belair, she won last year's Money in the Bank ladder match. Then she did something kind of stupid. She announced her cash-in advance. She announced it ahead of SummerSlam, gave Raquel, who was the WCW Women's Champion at the time, a 1-week advantage. Didn't work out well for Bianca as Raquel did retain. But Raquel, a former multiple-time WCW Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair, a 3-time WCW Women's Champion. Bianca has been WWE and has not won the WCW. She is a 1-time WWE Women's Champion. Who else? Chelsea, not been a champion. Julia, not been a champion. And Rhea a two-time WCW Women's Champion. And Bianca makes the save. These ladies representing their brands tonight. But in just a couple weeks at Money in the Bank, it'll be every woman for themselves. And we implemented a new rule. The first 2 years of the universe, whoever Miss Money in the Bank was, whatever brand she was on, she had to cash in on that particular brand. So the year one winner was Sonya Deville. She was a member of the WCW roster, so she had to cash in on the WCW Women's Champion unless she was still holding the briefcase come draft time. And if she got drafted to WWE, then the briefcase would transfer over. We did that for the first 2 years. Then there was it last year's SummerSlam? There was that weird King of the Ring that Gunther won, but they said that Randy didn't really lose, so Randy got a shot at Gunther. Gunther was on the Raw roster. Orton was on the SmackDown roster. And they had a little stipulation that they had mentioned a couple times on TV, but they didn't really hammer it home or make it as big a deal as it really was. And that was if Randy had won the World Heavyweight Championship, he would move over to Raw. Gunther would then have to go to SmackDown and replace Randy on the SmackDown roster. I like that stipulation. So we changed it up last year in the universe to where you could cash in on the alternate brand. If you won, then the champion that you beat would have to go and replace you on the other roster. That happened to Jey Uso. He was defeated as WWE champion by Ricochet. I have no clue whatsoever why Ricochet was our Mr. Money in the Bank, but he was. He was in WCW, cashed in after Jacob pretty much left Jay for dead. Ricochet comes out, cashes in, becomes WWE World Champion. That championship reign lasted about 24 hours, but Jay had to go replace Ricochet on the WCW roster. And so I do like that. Those added stakes to the briefcase cashing. Chelsea's in some trouble here. Raquel ready to come in and make the save, and she does. Still to come tonight. We've got 2 more matches, which this show is flown by. We've got the WWE European Championship on the line. Carmelo Hayes defends against Ludwig Kaiser. And then in our main event, this one a 6-man tag match between the men's Money in the Bank participants. These matches have kind of flown by. Terrence, what did you think of this year's WrestleMania? Did you watch it? And Charlotte kicks out. Charlotte with the cover. Only gets a 1. Bianca fighting her way out of the corner. Yeah, wasn't very well liked. Which I get. I mean, I understand it. And that's, for me, from the creative standpoint, that's probably the one thing that was very disappointing, which, again, from the reports, it was outside of WWE's control. A lot of, like, the McAfee stuff was from above, but that was actually a storyline that was pretty much had written itself. Like, there's history there. There is, for Randy Orton, a motive. He's the closest realistic one to potentially reaching John Cena's 17. Obviously, right now, tied with Triple H. I guess Triple H could come out of retirement. I don't see that happening, but well, like the John Cena retirement, I didn't like how that thing all played out. Got a video on that, how I would have booked it. There's a link in both chats. This is a video I did a couple months back on how I would have booked John Cena's retirement tour. Check it out. And I'm not a John Cena fan. I was an adult when John Cena burst onto the scene, so I was not his demographic. But I think there's a way they could have told a much better story than they did. And so you can check out how I would have booked it if I was in charge of booking John Cena's retirement tour. Julia makes the tag. In comes Bianca. Reversal from the Queen. Both women are down. In comes Chelsea Green. Now Bianca back to her feet. If you are just joining us, welcome to tonight's Saturday night's main event. Kick out at 2. We'll do these live events about every 3 months in the Universe calendar. The next one we will do will probably be after SummerSlam, somewhere in there. It will be Clash of the Champions. It'll be a WCW exclusive show. This one a WWE exclusive show, with the exception of the WCW qualifiers. Natural selection from Charlotte Flair goes for the cover. And Julia, just in the nick of time, comes in to save Bianca. We get to Money in the Bank. There will be no saving. It's every woman for themselves. But here tonight, you want to win for your brand. You want to show the entire universe that your brand is the superior one. And for whatever reason, Charlotte Bianca off the ropes. Splash. Wisely, Bianca going to make a tag, and she tags in Julia. Out of these 6 women, the newest in the universe, she made her debut back at the Royal Rumble. As a free agent, we had a few free agents in the Royal Rumble. Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, Lola Vice, and Sol Ruca. And the first of those women to sign with a brand, it was actually Julia. And as a signing bonus, WCW put her in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. That match was actually against Bianca Belair. Jade Cargill would distract Bianca in that match, allowing Julia to get the win. Charlotte taking everybody out. Julia takes a clothesline from the Queen. Nick, the former WWE guest general manager. Julia picking up the win for Team WCW. TKO fired you, that's right. We got to do what's best for business. Keeping your ass on the payroll wasn't it. Terrence is here as well. We've got our former. You guys need to check out if you haven't seen the latest draft. You got to let me know how I did versus how you guys did the last couple of years. All right, next, our only title match of the night. And it is for the WWE European Championship. Ludwig Kaiser on his way to the ring, the challenger. That's right. Terrence knows what's up. Kaiser not a fan favorite here either. Kaiser, another one rumored to be under the mask of El Grande Americano. I don't know. Both he and Chad Gable, WWE contracted wrestlers. They're here performing tonight. But could one of them possibly be double dipping and working in WCW as well? Taking your talents to AEW. All right, so Nick is now in the Don Callis family. Nick, how has the state of Michigan been since my Wolverines won the national championship a few weeks back? I know. Nick is a Michigan State fan. And in the short time that Nick and I have been friends for a few years, he has had to not only endure the Michigan football team winning a national championship, but the Michigan basketball team winning a national championship as well. People aren't talking about it. You must be very insulated in your Spartan echo chamber. GTM, what's going on? OU all day? Oklahoma OU? What the hell was that from Carmelo Hayes? You got it. Boomer Sumer in the chat over on Twitch. You guys watching on YouTube, put your teams in there as well. I like your basketball coach. He's a hell of a coach. If you are new to the universe, obviously you noticed that Carmelo Hayes did not come out alone. His manager, Booker T. Booker was originally a manager for Trick Williams, the previous WWE European champion. Tulsa fan? All right. We all have our major teams we root for. Mine's Michigan. And then mid-major team, which my alma mater, MTSU, Middle Tennessee State, in Conference USA. Nick, over in the Twitch chat, big Michigan State fan, also a Toledo fan as well. And then Terrence also in the Twitch chat. He's just a Minnesota fan all around. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, Book was in the corner of Trick. Melo kind of bailed on Trick and kind of left him high and dry before WrestleMania, before Trick became European champion, and then kind of talked his way into a title shot at Backlash. Booker T thought that was a dumb move on Trick's part. Trick went ahead, gave Melo the title match. And in the middle of that match, Booker T didn't come out to be in Trick's corner for that match, but he did come out in the middle of the match, turn on Trick, attack him, and that led to Carmelo Hayes becoming the new European champion. And we've got another new European champion. A true European, the German, Ludwig Kaiser, is our new WWE European champion. This is Kaiser's second championship in the universe. Hold on, let's go to, hold on. It won't let me. My NFL team, I am a Lions fan, but I'm in Tennessee. I'm also a Titans fan, but there has not been much to root for when it comes to the Titans. So this one, we've got the three qualifiers for Money in the Bank representing WCW on one team, the three qualifiers representing WWE on the other team. Hold on, let me get these predictors in here. All right, you got 5 minutes to make your predictions over on the Twitch side. Let's set up. Out next, Damian Priest. All right, YouTube predictors are live as well. So, representing WCW, obviously we got Trick Williams out first. He defeated Jimmy Uso, thanks to some help from Drew McIntyre, who attacked Jimmy as Jimmy made his way to the ring. The last few months in the universe, Drew's kind of been a pest to Jey Uso. Jey now drafted over to WWE. Jimmy drafted over to WCW. And Drew picking up right where he left off with Jey. Ended up costing Jey. Trick moving on to Money in the Bank. Damian Priest defeated Ilya Dragunov, and the next person coming out for WCW, Cody Rhodes, defeated Randy Orton to qualify for Money in the Bank. On the WWE side, CM Punk defeated Despicable Rey Mysterio. Rey is a heel. He's a bad guy in our universe. And CM Punk defeated him. Jey Uso defeated AJ Styles. Jey, this year's #1 overall pick in the draft for WWE. And Gunther, this past week on SmackDown, defeated Dirty Dom to punch his ticket to Money in the Bank. Gunther is the only previous Money in the Bank briefcase holder in our universe. He was our very first Mr. Money in the Bank all the way back in year 1. Held that briefcase all the way to WrestleMania, but unfortunately it was not a successful cash-in. Tail of the tape out of these 6. Cody, a former 2-time WWE World Champion and a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Randy Orton, a 1-time WWE World Champion. Randy Orton's not in this match, so I don't even know why I told you that. Who else? Trick, no World Championships. And Damian Priest, a 1-time WWE World Champion. On the WWE side, CM Punk has never held a World Championship. Jey Uso, a 1-time WWE World Champion, and Gunther has not held a World Championship. So, the odds are that there's a good chance that somebody that wins the Money in the Bank briefcase has never been a world champion. So we will find out. Here comes Jey making his entrance through the crowd. So let's check the record book here. I believe Ludwig Kaiser has held the tag titles. Well, let me go to that here. Championship history. Yes, Ludwig Kaiser, a 2-time WWE Tag Team Champion. He has spent his entire career. Nope. Also a 1-time WCW Tag Team Champion. But Ludwig Kaiser with his first singles championship here tonight on Saturday night's main event. The first live event for 2K26 here in the Open Mic universe. This is our main event, and we're coming in at an hour and a half. And I thought for sure we would be easily over 2 hours at this point, maybe 2.5. These matches have gone pretty quick, but I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Hope you have enjoyed Saturday night's main event. And again, if you're here for the first time, if you're just joining us, hop in the chat. Don't be shy. Talk to us. Let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite wrestler, tell us who it is. If you're not a wrestling fan and you like other sports, tell us about that in the chat as well. We'll take that. Nick, I don't think that I've talked to you since WrestleMania. What was your overall opinion of this year's WrestleMania event? Out next for Team WWE, it's CM Punk. Like I said earlier, CM Punk defeated Despicable Rey Mysterio to earn his way into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Terrence, did you get 2K26 this year? The last time I talked to you, I don't know that you had, but if you did, what are your thoughts on this year's game? For those of you not new to the universe, you know I'm not a big CM Punk fan. Oh, wow, trick. Right off the rip here. Is it on sale now? If it's on sale, it's worth picking up. I know there have been a lot of issues with a lot of glitches in the game. There's a few things I'm not real crazy about. We talked about it earlier in the stream. I don't like if you're doing AI versus AI. I think there's way too many camera cuts. In years past, you could kind of have just a static hard camera shot, and then have, like, when big moments happen, it would cut to a close-up. If it's in there in the settings, I haven't figured it out, and I've kind of toyed and tinkered with them quite a bit. So that's probably my biggest complaint. And then, obviously, even if you adjust the sliders, I think that the reversal stuff is a little bit overpowered. You see it a little bit too much. And I also kind of feel like the matches, and I'm not on arcade, I'm on simulation. I feel like it plays like an arcade game a little too much with, like, either the wrestlers will do like a weird time taunt or stretch of some sort, or they like go like move to move. It's like move, 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 and there's no, like, again, a match is it's a dance. There's going to be times where you're going to move to move pretty quick, but then it's going to kind of slow down at points. Cody finally connects with the foot, the boot. Uh-oh, guys, I just checked the chat. Terry is lurking in the chat. What's up, Terry? Long time no see, buddy. I see you've been busy on the PlayStation. You've been playing some stuff over there. Terry, have you come in to check any of the live sports stuff that I've had over here? On the YouTube side, not on the Twitch side. It's been on the YouTube side. Some of the MMA. And I did some boxing. I did a boxing a couple weeks ago. Actually, it's probably been over a month ago now, but. And I kind of felt bad because, like, the organization, the company that's behind that boxing league, like, shared a bunch of stuff that I had posted on Twitter, which was great, but I haven't been going live, not on Twitch, on YouTube, which I can message you. YouTube, the only thing that's been streamed live on YouTube, other than some of the Universe playlist I've done the last couple days, I've done quite a few MMA, obviously not UFC, but some MMA events from around the world, a few from Brazil, a few from Europe as well. And some of them have been some pretty good cards. We've got some good fights. There's a chance we may get some NBA games next year. I did league out of Africa on Wednesday that is run by the NBA, a pro league. It's the Basketball African League. And that was kind of a test run. There's a chance we may get some NBA games next year, which would be nice for us, for the channel. Even though, honestly, I don't watch the NBA very much these days, but CM Punk with an elbow drop off the top rope. Terry, I know you are not a Grand Theft Auto player, but are you going to get the new game when it comes out? Maybe if it comes out this fall. Trick taking out Gunther. Trick looking pretty good in this one. Hell no. No GTA for you. Oh, and Priest eats a set of boots from the ring general. Gunther and CM Punk working together. They had a rivalry not that long ago here in the universe. A rivalry that came to a head at Starrcade back in December in the Fight Pit. CM Punk, believe it or not, CM Punk actually got the knockout of Gunther in that match. Maybe his first. Actually, it was his first career knockout in an MMA rules fight. Gets Priest up. GTS connects. Punk with the cover. Cody ready to come in, and he does. Makes the save. Now Punk tags in Gunther. Gunther going up top. Cody wants the tag, and he gets it. Oh, and Cody eats two boots from Gunther. Cody slams Gunther to the mat. Cody makes the tag. Back in comes Trick Williams. This could be a smart move on Cody and Priest's part. Let Trick do the bulk of the work here. Maybe that'll kind of soften him up a little bit for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Out at 2, shoulder up at 2. Got Starfield for the PlayStation? Do you still have Game Pass, or did you let the Game Pass expire? I know that they ridiculously shot the price up on it, and then now a couple months later, they've decided, yeah, that was a dumb move. Let's drop the price back down. Gunther wisely making the tag. In comes Jey Uso, and Jey eats a bulldog from the American Nightmare. Cody with the cover. Charles Robinson very slow to get in position there. Let it run out on both. Mine, obviously I've got it on Xbox, because that's my primary system. But well, Cody tried to make a tag, but Priest didn't tag back. But the PlayStation auto-renewed, it's like the lowest of the online modes. So I've still got it, but I don't play anything on it, so. Now Jey rolls up the American Nightmare. Cody reverses. He gets a 1. Now Priest reciprocates the tag attempt. Damian Priest was this year's Royal Rumble winner in our universe. He was in WWE and decided to go after AJ Styles in the WCW World title. But his Judgment Day brother, Finn Balor, would assist AJ in that match and help him retain. But Damian should have walked out of WrestleMania the new WCW World Champion, but thanks to Finn, that didn't happen. Spear from Jey Uso. And now Priest back to his feet. Takes out Uso. Now Priest going to the corner. A little tribute to The Undertaker here. Walks the top rope. Oh, and he misses. It happens sometimes, guys. Now makes the tag. Trick Williams coming back in. And Priest sending Trick like a lawn dart into Jey Uso. Bookend goes for the cover. But Gunther makes the save. Now back in comes Cody Rhodes. Cody gets Jay up. Jay's been in there for a while. He probably needs to try to get to his corner as soon as he can. Now Jay trying to fight out of the corner. He does. He'll make the tag. Who's he going for? CM Punk back in there. Cody. So those of you that are in here tonight, if you haven't been keeping up with the universe, out of the women, who do you think is going to be our Money in the Bank briefcase holder for the year? Is it going to be Rhea Ripley, Chelsea Green, Raquel Rodriguez, Julia, Charlotte Flair? Who's our sixth woman? Bianca. On the men's side, is it going to be, out of these six, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, Gunther, or Jey Uso? We'll have a new Raw on Monday, a new Nitro on Friday. The following week, Monday will be Thunder, Friday SmackDown, and then the following week we will have Money in the Bank. Bulldog from Punk. And he's setting up for another GTS. This one to Cody Rhodes. No, kick to the head. Now I think we're going to get the GTS. And he connects. Punk hooks the leg. But Damian Priest with the save. And now Gunther back in. Cody up and over. Now Gunther climbing to the top rope. Big splash, hooks the leg. And that is going to do it. WCW winning both six-person tag matches here tonight. No, my bad, WWE. The winner of the men's, WCW, the women's. There you go. There are your winners. So let's run through tonight's card. Roman Reigns via countout. Gable tried to get cute on the apron and got speared down to the floor and did not get up. Roman the winner in our opening match. Io Sky and Asuka defeating Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. Asuka will be taking on WWE Women's Champion Becky Lynch at Money in the Bank. Asuka almost won the championship last month. We'll see if things go her way at Money in the Bank. Joe Hendry defeated AJ Styles. Team WCW defeated Team WWE in the Money in the Bank qualifying qualifiers, I guess. All 6 of these women in the Money in the Bank ladder match in a 6-woman tag match. Ludwig Kaiser, your new WWE European champion. He defeated Carmelo Hayes. Probably not going to sit too well with Booker T. We'll see if on Nitro, if Ludwig Kaiser, if Booker T shows up in his corner, I guess he might just be bouncing around. And then in our main event, you just saw it, Jey Uso, Gunther, and CM Punk representing WWE defeated the 3 men who qualified for the Money in the Bank representing WCW, Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Cody Rhodes. So we're coming in just under 2 hours. I thought for sure we were going to be close to 3 hours tonight with Saturday night's main event. Let me pick our winners here in the for anybody that did the predictions. All right, so that is going to do it for tonight. Unless you guys want to hang out and talk in the chat, by all means, do it. We can talk whatever. A lot of releases over the last week. Another big talking point in the news. I'm in Nashville. Nashville apparently is put in a bid to host WrestleMania 44, not next year, but the year after. Which the funny thing is, like, we've got a new stadium that's being built here for the Titans, an indoor stadium. And the day that they announced that they were going to be building a new stadium, and that hasn't really been talked about a lot. The new day, yeah, it's crazy, Terrence. One of the big things from that press conference was obviously the Titans were building a stadium. They had all the financing and all that stuff with the city all worked out, everything laid out. They did the initial release of the pictures of what the stadium is going to look like and stuff, all that. But one of the big things from that press conference was the Titans and the city of Nashville. Part of it was also we got a guarantee from WWE that we will get a WrestleMania. Obviously, another thing that we've heard is the Super Bowl in 2030 will be here, which I knew that would happen when we built the indoor stadium, that we would get a Super Bowl here. This city's just, it's a big event city, so we were gonna get a Super Bowl at some point. Minnesota would be a good spot for the draft. We've had it, let's see, out of the Central Division, Detroit has hosted it, Chicago's hosted it, Green Bay has hosted it, so Minnesota, the last of the black and blue division that needs to host the NFL draft. But yeah, it's, WWE said, right, but of course that was before the TKO takeover. So, a lot has changed since then. We hosted SummerSlam a couple years ago at the OG Nissan Stadium. And then SummerSlam finally coming to Minnesota this summer. Are you going to try to go, Terrence? I have been to a SummerSlam. I went to the one a few years ago. It's a lot of fun. That was back when it was one night. Now we got, just like WrestleMania, the two-night SummerSlam. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth checking out. I would probably not buy tickets when they go on sale. Buy them either on the secondary market or wait, because the tickets are going to be way too high. We've seen that with all these events. Ride it out. You'll be able to get you think about those people that bought WrestleMania tickets early, and then, day before, people were getting in there for significantly cheaper than what it costs to get in initially, which is kind of a slap in the face to the people that bought the tickets right from the get-go, but the tickets are they're just way too high right now. TKO is off their rocker. But definitely worth checking out. That's right. They did steal your WrestleMania. You guys were supposed to get WrestleMania. I don't know if you saw on, and I didn't know this. I talked to Tight Spot pretty frequently. Did not know that he went to WrestleMania. I know he went to one of the nights. I think night 2 for sure. But I feel like he was also at SmackDown and Raw. He was in here earlier. He's probably at work by now, but I did finally join TikTok. I've got to upload some videos over there, but there's a link on our main page over on YouTube if you want to link to it. And if you're on TikTok, give us a follow. We'll start posting content over there. But yeah, I know he wanted to go last year and he didn't. He wasn't able to go. But this year he posted some videos from. I know he had the Danhausen entrance. He posted that. Got tickets for SmackDown and Raw. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like when they bring these big shows, it's really a 4-day event. If you think about it, you've got SmackDown on Friday, the 2-night PLE Saturday, Sunday, Raw on Monday. I kind of feel like we got gypped with SummerSlam though. Like not only did they not do a SmackDown, which SummerSlam that year was a Saturday. They didn't do SmackDown in Nashville on Friday, and they didn't do Raw on Monday, which makes sense because it wasn't a 2-night show, but they didn't do any sort of fan fest of any kind, which now, I mean, that was before TKO. Now it's like a huge money grab. And what's funny too, we talk about the releases. It's funny how they wait till after WrestleMania, after they charged God knows what for meet and greets and pictures and autographs for probably every person that got released and let go over the last week. They definitely kept them around long enough to make that money. And then as soon as WrestleMania was done, they shipped them off to the unemployment line. So gotta love TKO. I say that very sarcastically, if you can't tell by the tone in my voice. But it is what it is. And until people kind of say enough's enough, which I thought about doing a video on. I know there was a lot of stuff coming out of WrestleMania weekend of people camping out at the hotels and bombarding, wanting pictures and autographs and all that other stuff. And I thought about making a video about all that because it's been a big kind of hot topic. It's kind of died down now that we're a couple weeks removed from WrestleMania, but from a fan standpoint, but also from somebody who worked in wrestling standpoint as well. Like I can see it from both sides. Obviously, no matter what, you're going to have people that act like fools, whether that's hounding people, wanting 20 things autographed, whatever the case may be. But I also think that, like, if you look at, like, for instance, the, WWE World or whatever they call it around WrestleMania, the cost of these meet and greets or these special experiences has gotten, like, just ridiculously out of hand. And I'm someone, because like you look at the world, you're going to pay whatever it costs. You got to have a ticket to get into that event. And then that just gets you in the door. That doesn't guarantee anything. You're not going to meet anybody. You're not going to get any autographs. You're not going to get any photo opportunities, anything like that, which is fine. But you're going to charge a ticket to get into the thing, then charge hundreds of dollars for a picture or to get something signed. And you call it a meet and greet, but it's almost like herding cattle. Like, you're moving people quickly through. There's not like a genuine, in a lot of cases, a genuine interaction. And I get that, like, you're not owed anything. But if you're paying somebody $300 for a picture and an autograph, there should be a little more of a back and forth between you and the person you're paying that money to. A little bit. Now, what that is, I don't know, but like a 5-second move them through. And I get there's a lot of people in line and stuff like that. I get that. But again, I don't the dude with the CM Punk thing at the hotel, don't be creepy and like going up on people and, you know, putting your phone in their face. Like, that's a bit much. But I also think it's a bit much too on the other side of going, well, Bayley and AJ Lee were having a private moment. You're in a hotel lobby. There's not really going to be an opportunity for a private moment. You're heading towards the elevators. Have that moment outside the elevator on your floor or in your room or backstage at the event. To try to do it where you did it probably isn't the right place. And that's not excusing the dude that had the phone in their face at all. Like, you got to have, like Terrence said, you got to have some boundaries there for sure. But, you know, we stumbled, and maybe I will make a video on this. If you guys want me to make a video on this, let me know in the chat. Back when WCW was still a company, went to Starrcade one year, and accidentally kind of ended up, and it wasn't like on purpose, we just kind of like ended up at not knowing the hotel where the wrestlers were staying at, and in the bar where they all were after the show, and we didn't just go in, like, a person working at the hotel was like, go on up. Like, they're all hanging out in the bar. We were like, seriously? And you're talking at a time when, like, again, no offense to anybody that's a big star now. Open mic pipe bump. But, like, I'm talking bigger names than the names that are big today. You know, you're talking about Hulk Hogan, a Ric Flair, Macho Man, those kind of guys. Like, guys that are, like, when the business was at its biggest, were the top names in wrestling. And there were people that I met that were great. There were people that I met that weren't great. But you got to have a little bit of common sense when you approach people in any situation. Whether it's, I mean, one thing I've flown, I've traveled a lot, but I've not flown a lot. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 trips I've flown in my life. 4 different trips, maybe. And 2 out of those 4 flights, there were wrestlers on my flight. Now, again, I live in an area where a lot of wrestlers, and this is outside of me working in wrestling. This is just taking a trip. And So you're going to run into people when you're traveling. You're going to run into people when you're at a hotel. You're going to run into people out on the street. You're going to run into people out at restaurants. I've worked in the entertainment industry. People, for the most part, do normal shit. Like they go and, Taylor Swift's probably not rolling up to the local Chili's at 7:30 on a Saturday night. But a lot of other celebrities probably are. And you might not know it. They kind of come in, do their thing, and leave. And it is a little different for me because I am in an area where a lot of famous people live. But it's all about how you approach people. And obviously, if somebody's eating dinner, you don't go up and bother them for a picture or an autograph. Or if they're talking to somebody, you don't walk up and, you don't show up with 20 Funko Pops looking to get them signed when you know that your true intention is to turn around and flip them on eBay, which, again, if you're going to do that for work, that's your business, whatever. But you got to expect that it's probably not going to be accepted or taken so well when you do that. But if you ask somebody, hey, do you mind, can I get a quick picture with you, or can I get something signed? A lot of times, especially if you don't make a big deal about it, people a lot of times will take a picture with you, sign something for you, whatever. I was always, as a kid and as a fan growing up, I was always more, I guess, of an autograph person than a picture person. I don't know why. I know that's kind of flipped. More people now are more picture people than autograph people. I don't know why that is. Or why the autograph is a more personal thing for me than a picture. I don't know. But it's all about how you approach people. And again, that night after Starrcade, it was kind of a freak thing that happened. That night, I just happened to, for whatever reason, with no intention of meeting any wrestlers or anything. At that point, it was only the second major wrestling show I'd ever gone to. I'd gone to one Nitro before that. And I'd gone to two, at the time, was USWA, which was based out of Nashville and Memphis, which was the old Jarrett territory, Jerry the King Lawler territory. I'd gone to two of those shows when we had first moved to Tennessee. First time, Lex Luger wrestled Jerry Lawler on the card, and then for whatever reason, they brought in the Macho Man like 2 weeks later to wrestle. I don't even remember who he was wrestling, but we went to those shows. But we just kind of, we went to the show, and for whatever reason, and the guy that I went with, he and I weren't even really great friends at that point. I was more friends with his sister than I was with him. He had an extra ticket. He called me out of the blue and was like, I don't have anybody to go. Is there any chance you'd go? I'm like, yeah, man, I'll go with you. And we ended up at the time we had a Planet Hollywood here. We thought that's probably where they're going to go and hang out because that's where famous people go and hang out. Was not where they were at all, even though we found out after the fact some of them were in there eating. We just happened to run into a WCW crew guy on the street, and we're like, yeah, everybody's probably in there, And he's like, no, they're all out at our hotel up on the next block. There's a bunch of them out there signing autographs and taking pictures. We're like, seriously? So we went up there. Of course, we get there, and nobody's out there. I think we met a couple luchadors and Conan outside the hotel. And we were just kind of standing out there. We were getting ready to leave. And a guy that was doing the, what do you call it, valet, was like, yeah, they're not coming back out. They're all upstairs in the bar. And we were like, oh, yeah? Okay, cool. And he's like, you guys can go in. And we were like, seriously? And he was like, yeah, you can go in there. Just go on in and take the escalator up. And we were like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, man. So we walk in, and the guy was like, you guys are 21, right? I wasn't 21. I'm like, yeah, man. And he goes, oh, yeah, you're good. He's like, do me a favor. And we're like, what is it? And at the time, Miss Elizabeth was in WCW. He's like, buy Miss Elizabeth a drink for him. We were like, we'll do it. Obviously, we didn't because we weren't 21, but took the escalator up, met a bunch of people that night. Shouldn't have been there. We just kind of stupidly fell into a crazy situation, but it happens sometimes. But, yeah, maybe I'll make a video on that because I do feel like people have kind of gotten, again, not to excuse the guy with CM Punk, like that was well beyond the line. You got to be a little smarter than to react that way. Definitely not to the extent that this was. But on the flip side, again, not excusing the guy and the Punk interaction, there have been a lot of people that have been like overly sanctimonious about it too. And it's like, all right, there's a middle ground here. Like we don't have to be like all the way over here or all the way over there. It kind of sounds like life in general here in America today, right? You're either way over here or way over there. Like, now most of us are kind of right over here, kind of in the center, just watching all the shit go down. But like, there is a middle ground here on how you can handle these situations. And I don't know. I mean, I think that, especially if it's a kid, it's 2026 where you could have maybe got away with like the heel guy doesn't interact with people. That's kind of bullshit now because you look at the world, everybody that was on that roster had a scheduled meet and greet and they were signing autographs and taking pictures. So that's kind of out the window. But I don't know. That's just my soapbox rant for a Saturday night. Maybe we'll do a video of some sort on all this. But I'll tell you what, on the Twitch side, let's first of all, thank you guys for being here tonight. Hope you enjoyed Saturday night's main event. It was great. Terrence was in the house. Appreciate him being here tonight. Nick stopped in earlier. JR was here earlier. Terry, who we haven't talked to in a while, appreciate him being here as well. And everybody else watching, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. If you're not already subscribed to the channel on either side, over on the Twitch side, hit that follow button. On the YouTube side, hit the subscribe button. Like tonight's stream. And if you're here for the first time, there is over 550 videos currently up on YouTube right now. And 95% of them are based around the universe. So get caught up on what's been going on over there. New episode of the Universe series will be out on Monday. It'll be Raw, so check that out when it drops on Monday. And then Nitro will be out this Friday. So on the Twitch side, this is something we can't do on YouTube, but on the Twitch side, we are going to raid out to King Prather, who was also here earlier. He has got SummerSlam going on right now. So we will head over to him on that side, and then we'll stay live here on YouTube for just a minute. So let me Let's see where we can go. Like I said, he's got SummerSlam going on right now. You can check it out. But those of you watching tonight on Twitch, thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed SummerSlam, and I hope we see you again either in the comment section of the videos or the next time we go live. So, Twitch, good night. Thank you for being here, and we will see you real soon. And then those of you watching on YouTube, no raid option over here. So, we will shut it down for the night. Really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for being here tonight for Saturday night's main event. We'll do some more Binge-a-thon streams. Maybe Monday, since we got Raw coming out. Maybe we'll do a big batch of Raw episodes, previous episodes, and stream them throughout the day here on YouTube. But you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you back here Monday for Raw. And until then, we'll see you next time.